Revolutionary greetings, comrades. Many of us like carrying the Zimbabwean flag. Of course, I know others. They think that the Zimbabwean flag, some they will say it's a ZANU-PF flag. No, it is our national symbol as Zimbabweans. It defines who we are. So we need to understand the meaning of the Zimbabwean flag. The Zimbabwean flag consists of 7 even horizontal stripes of green, gold, red and black, with a white insolence triangle edged in black containing a yellow Zimbabwean bird superimposed on a red 5-star in the center of the triangle. That's the Zimbabwean flag. So we need to understand, what do these colors, each of these colors represent? Because these colors, they were not just picked because maybe they are more beautiful than other colors, but they represent something. They have a meaning. What do these colors and the bird represent? Let us start with the flag, the bird. The bird represents rich culture and long history of Zimbabwe. I think in one of my posts on Facebook, I did ask, I said, what is the Zimbabwean culture? What is the Zimbabwean food? Zimbabwean music? Zimbabwean dance? And so forth. So that bird represents our culture. And I know you are asking, what is our culture? It will assist if you were to give us a definition of our culture. What do you think is the culture of Zimbabwe? When I asked this question on Facebook, some comrades were saying, no, our culture is corruption and so forth. Then you ask the very comrade who says that, you say, but are you yourself corrupt? If you say a Zimbabwean is defined in terms of the high level of corruption, are you yourself corrupt? So what is our culture as Zimbabwean? So the bird represents our rich culture and the long history as Zimbabweans. The red star in the flag stands for socialism and Marxism. But that does not mean we've ever been a socialist state. We've never. When Zimbabwe was born on 18 April 1980, it adopted national planning. We never implemented socialist economy, right? When the flag was unveiled in 1980, the political leadership spoke of socialism, but we never implemented any socialist principle, or we never built our economy along socialist lines. But the red star represents socialism and of course Marxism. Those who were there at the time, you remember Mugabe used to say he was a student of Karl Marx and Lenin, and we have demonstrated why he was misleading all of us. Because you judge a person not by what they say, but what they do. What he did was anti-Marxist, right? The white stripe or the white colors in the flag stands for peace and progress. We're a nation that want to be in peace and to progress. But many will agree with us that since independence, it has been difficult to build a peaceful nation in Zimbabwe. We have a past, the genocide, political violence, notwithstanding that our flag speaks of us being a peaceful nation. The green color represents agriculture. Our economy is agricultural based. Others will tell you that in the 80s were the breadbasket of Africa. That, of course, we lost that title. But that's the color that represents agriculture in Zimbabwe. But if you have been in Zimbabwe, to Zimbabwe, if you are not a Zimbabwean but you have been to Zimbabwe, whether it's in urban centers or in rural communities, you will realize that Zimbabweans like farming. In their small garden, in high-density suburbs, in cities, they will be planting whether vegetables and other agricultural products. We have many people that engage in what we now call urban farming. So people like farming in Zimbabwe, and the green represents agriculture. And the majority of rural people are subsistence farmers. I used to wake up at 3 a.m. To go to the fields, to work in the fields before we would go to class during the rainy season. Yellow stripe, that yellow stripe, it just stands for mineral wealth. Zimbabwe has minerals, be it gold and many of these minerals. We have them. Only that the problem is that we are not, as a nation, all of us benefiting from the wealth of the minerals that we have. But it represents minerals. Red, that red stripe, it symbolizes the blood shed in Zimbabwe's struggle for independence. We went to war against the white minority regime. Many of my South African comrades always say Zimbabweans are cowards. Zimbabweans are not cowards. We went to war. We fought against the against colonialists. We engaged in armed struggle. So we are not cowards. We have a history of fighting. But because we gained independence or majority rule in 1980, we are engaged in the new form of a struggle. In completing the liberation of Zimbabwe, we do not think it requires an armed struggle. We went to war to gain majority rule. We do not think we need to go to the bush again for the completion of the liberation of Zimbabwe. So, we can therefore not be said to be cowards. We are brave as Zimbabweans. We are brave. We engaged in the guerrilla warfare. We went to many countries for military training. And we understand what war is and what war does. Zimbabweans are a brave people that fought in the struggle for national liberation. The issue of us being betrayed by the political elite or betraying the ideals of the revolution it's a matter for another day to be discussed in another video. The fact that most of us who have left the country for greener pastures does not define us as cowards. We are very brave as Zimbabweans. And the black stripe represents us. The majority of us in Zimbabwe are black. But the struggle was not a racial one. This is why you had whites in our liberation armies that fought alongside us. But the majority of Zimbabweans who were denied the right to participate in electoral processes, who were segregated, who were denied the right to own the decisive means of production, are black. So the color black represents us, the majority black Zimbabweans. So it's important that we know what our flag stands for. Yes, it might have similar colors to the ZANU-PF party flag. But we are proud of our flag because it defines who we are as a people. These colors, as I've spoken to about them, represents who we are. The bird, the colors, the red star, it represents who we are as the people of Zimbabwe. Please share your views in the comment section. Like this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, please follow us. Amandla, comrades.